Alright, we're on my YouTube channel. Let's see how this first train games in a nutshell did. What the fuck? So apparently you guys really liked this video I made over a year ago, so it's time I made another. This time I took suggestions from your comments on the video, as many people pointed out games that I should check out, so let's begin. Let's kick things off with the normal stuff. These games are your normal, full-scale train driving experiences. A few notes before we begin though, the most recommended game in the comment section was a game called Sand Patch, but when I joined the game, I got insta-banned. There's also a lot of comments about Rail Sim Universe, but I don't just have 500 Robux lying around, so that's why they're not in this video. So I played 4 games for this category that I've both found and were recommended to me. Morton and Bullworth, Clear Lake Lumber Company, High Iron, and Realistic. Realistic was probably my least favorite simply because there was barely any set design, and also there's annoying ass rain that covers your screen. The rest of the games have actual sets ranging from desert cities to rural Washington and Wisconsin. Most of these games don't have direct objectives and more so leave it up for the interpretation of the players. In terms of monetization, Realistic, High Iron, and Clear Lake have locomotives that are Game Pass exclusive, which kind of sucks! Locomotive design is pretty good across these games, and they function accordingly. Kinda. Player base is pretty much exactly the same as I said previously. They're either non-existent or they're really socially and mechanically inept.
Do you have any idea how fast I am?
In addition to the games I just covered, there's a group called American Rail Studios, and they make full-scale games of different American areas. They have games based on the Northeast Corridor, the Penn Line, MBTA's Providence Line, and even the Empire Corridor. These are all basically the same game, but with different routes and some different locomotives. There is a passenger mechanic, where you pick up and drop off passengers at local stations. Like on the roads, you also have to obey signals, unless you're feeling a little bit devious. They're like the normal games, but retro. I found a couple retro train games, with the better one being Retro Sandhills, as I feel it captures the retro aesthetic better. Retro Western is also pretty good at emulating old Roblox graphics, and both games can offer some decent fun.
Let us commence forth. British?
I decided to put these games in their own section because, alright, listen, I just like American railroading more than European, but these games are pretty good for what they offer. I found 4 games that encapsulate this subgenre. Somewhere Wales is, I think, based on the first ever heritage railway in the world and utilizes very tiny steam engines. Steam and Steel is a game where you actually do stuff. In this game, you build up a commercial empire using the locomotives and rolling stock provided for you. It's actually quite well made and keeps player interest. Stepford County Railway is based on British commuter trains, I think. It's actually quite realistic in terms of signals and dispatching, not to mention you can buy better locomotives the longer you play. Lastly, I just found this game simply called Train Sim, a game that's kind of like Stepford, except it's all over Europe and you can actually haul freight as well. I actually found these games to be quite interesting and fun to play. I decided to find a rail scale game for this video, and I found this game, Southline District, from the comments. It has a unique and large route and looks pretty solid too. Unlike the other rail scale games I featured before though, this game doesn't really have an objective, you sort of just drive. When I first saw this comment, I didn't really know what it meant, but I figured these 2 games encapsulated what they said. These 2 games are pretty much the same in everything but the title, and as it implies, you destroy the bridge and wreck trains. Both games utilize old Roblox explosive gears, and it kind of feels like that one game Destroy a City, but you're crashing trains in a river instead, which is much more exciting. Unlike the rest of the train games, the players here actually do the job well, though they don't really talk much. Want to be extremely boring by not being able to drive the trains you love? Yes. Introducing rail fanning games.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Yeah, that's it.
What the hell?
So now it's time I cover the games that didn't really fit into any of these categories. The first game I found was Train to the Unknown, which is a game that takes you to different areas where you do various things. It kind of reminds me of the normal elevator or Regretivator. I also found this roleplay game, but nothing really happened in it, and there were people standing on the locomotive's boiler. Finally, I found a game just called The Night Train. There are some NPCs that you can talk to, but other than that, nobody was around, and I kind of just got stuck. Interesting stuff. So yeah, there was clearly much more to train games than I first covered. Obviously, I missed a ton of games, but if I covered them all, I'd have to make a series of videos, which I don't think I'm prepared for yet. Anyways, make sure to like and subscribe, or this thing will be in your bed tonight.